My 25M girlfriend 29 suggested about having a FFMT reesome. I was skeptical at first and politely turned it down, but gave in when she kept on talking about how awesome it would be. Now she's giving me a hard time because I accepted the idea and didn't deny strongly. Am I being manipulated? Hello all. A few days ago my 25M girlfriend 29 suggested that we should have a reesome with another girl. Knowing her, I disagreed at first. She kept on insisting, and I gave in to the idea. I cherished the idea, and we started talking about how we are going to get this done. A few hours later she blocked me on messaging, and was not responding to my calls. Then when I finally reached her she was crying. She seemed broken. She told me that I didn't deny her strong enough. She told me that had I ever insisted on having a reesome with another guy, she would have denied it. She was mad and we broke up because I didn't deny her strongly. Basically, I feel as if she set up a trap, and is now giving me a hard time for it. I feel that I am being manipulated. Dear Reddit, please help me out. Thanks. Update 2 weeks after the post. First off, thanks a lot for this overwhelming response. The comments and messages helped through this turbulent time. Thanks a lot. We had a lot of talks, but the chances of something like this happening again felt high. So, I decided to break off this relationship as the whole ordeal took a mental toll on both of us. No clue about her intentions though, but I am at a much better place. Thank you Reddit. Redditors' reactions, story 2 after. Redditor 1, honey, please do this with me, I really want to. Why can't you read my mind? I was obviously lying and testing you, but I'm too insecure to actually talk about my feelings in a healthy manner, and I blame you for not knowing. What a basket case. Get out while you can. Redditor 2, that's a really crappy thing to do to, and so bait the trap and spring it. She started by lying to you about her intentions, and when you were stupid enough to believe her, why shouldn't you? Then she dropped the ruse and rolled on the punishment. A lot of people set up these abuse traps because they want to elicit a strong make-up response from there, so that shoves the balance of power in the relationship in their favor. If you foolishly follow the format she's trying out, you'll beg and plead and apologize and try to make up for it in a number of ways and let her know that she's your everything. And when you're all done, she'll know you're at her mercy and you've proved your devotion. She'll also have this social currency in pocket to pull out and use against you whenever she's mad at you, to belittle your love and devotion and extort you for more and more until you finally break, and then she'll say, I knew you didn't love me. Get the duck away from this dude, it's a miserable life ahead doing this dance. If you have a long history with her and this came out of nowhere, then maybe it's for a legit reason, emotional distress, hormones, etc., but to me this sounds like manipulation games 101. Redditor follow-up, I never thought of a acid test as a way to generate social currency. Now that I think of it that way, it makes a whole lot of sense. There has to be something in it for the tester or they wouldn't try the test. Redditor 3, so she tried to sell an idea to you, only to get mad because after multiple attempts you took the bait. She is either mentally unwell, or... Actually, there's no or. Anybody who behaves like that as a grown woman has issues. Don't buy into the games. If she wants to be upset, let her be upset. You did nothing wrong or offensive in the slightest. Story 2, I 28M suggested a reesome to my girlfriend 24F, and things have gotten out of control since. To preface this, my girlfriend Tommy is an absolutely cool, rad and chill human being. I have known she is bisexual since we started dating years ago, and quite clearly had zero problem with it. She's a free woman, and I don't at all want to impose on her, but I feel like both she and I have been manipulated and I don't know what to do. Tommy and I have been dating for 3 years now and our time life has been wonderful. She has only ever dated men, but she did let me know she was also interested in women and we often would check them out together and joke around about finding our own personal unicorn. All in all, it seemed like harmless talk until Delilah 22F came into the picture. Delilah is an out lesbian woman who started to work at the same place as Tommy a few months back. She is, unfortunately, extremely attractive and it seems like both Tommy and I were taken it by that. I made the mistake of mentioning Tommy was bisexual to her when she was over for drinks one day, and things kind of snowballed from there. We were all pretty drunk at this point, and the talk was getting raunchier, and at some point I outright said I'd be down for a reesome if Delilah ever felt like exploring her limits with the both of us. She seemed unusually interested in this. A few days later I get a text from Delilah asking if I was serious about the reesome. It was at this point the man downstairs took over and I agreed to a number of things I perhaps shouldn't have. Delilah told me that as a strict lesbian she felt a little nervous being with a man for the first time. Would I mind if she were to get to know Tommy a little more first? I agreed that sounded like a good idea, but after sending that she never really said anything more. I didn't actually know she and Tommy had slept together until I came home to her and Tommy sitting on my couch in their underwear up in each other's business, which was the first red flag. I was extremely upset when I came across them, but the two of them, mostly Delilah, shamed me for it and pointed out Delilah had said she wanted to get comfortable with Tommy first, and she didn't feel comfortable with a man watching and it was something to be taken slowly. Basically I was gaslit until thinking I was a piece of acid for ruining what was going on and demanding to be a part of things immediately. We came to an agreement that I would avoid coming over while Delilah was around so things wouldn't feel uncomfortable. Yes, I know I'm an idiot. Delilah has been over more than a few times, and whenever I bring up to Tommy that it seems like she is just coming over for her and that no reesome is on the horizon, she gets mad at me and tells me it was my idea, and I have no right to rush Delilah and that I agreed to this. Things came to a head yesterday when I returned home from work and was outright told to go out for a few hours because Tommy and Delilah had plans. It wasn't even like they were already together and I happened to walk in, I was just told to leave so Delilah could come over. I stood my ground and was basically told by Tommy that I could leave now or she would, because trying to insert myself in her time life was controlling and weird and she wasn't going to put up with it. I love Tommy and she never has acted in this way before. Basically, a lot of other things have gone on and one of her only friends right now is Delilah, who I think is feeding her a load of BLLS and demonizing me. One of the main things Tommy was bringing up was that Delilah is her best friend at the moment and that it wasn't fair for me to be lurking around the corner waiting for time while she and her talk personal life, and that it was making them both uncomfortable. I think Delilah just wants one thing but she's not hearing it. I don't know where to go from here or how to try to have another discussion if all she does is get angry at me. I've been thinking of maybe writing a letter listing how things are making me feel right now and what is wrong with the situation, or maybe trying to speak to one of her old friends about Delilah, and seeing if they can get through to her. She's been used. But I don't know if that's a terrible idea or not, which is why I'm turning to Reddit. Where should I go from here? Redditors' reactions. Redditor 1, as a bisexual woman, things like this bother me because it implies time between women is less serious or something. Your girlfriend is cheating on you, in front of you, in your own home, and you are letting it happen. Sounds like your GF wants her cake and to eat it too, and sounds like Delilah just wants your GF. Also the fact that she has said you need to be TT out of her S-time life. Your GF having an active S-time life without you is called cheating. Obviously you don't seem to want anything open, so you need to address this. I think writing a letter is a good start. Good luck. Edit, missing word. Second edit, reading the replies to this comment, I would like to clarify I am holding both his GF and him responsible for this situation. Not just OP. GF's actions also imply S-time with women is less serious. Redditor follow-up, I'm not bisexual and I'm hetero. You have a good point that just because bisexuality is a thing doesn't mean it necessarily blurs the boundary set with anyone, regardless of gender. Cheating is down to consensual aspect of the relationship, and obviously there's no real agreement, but betrayal. Leave the relationship, TBH. Redditor 2, Delilah's a lesbian. Of course she doesn't want a threesome with you involved because she's not attracted to you. At this point I agree with almost everyone here that you gotta break up with your girlfriend. Redditor follow-up, exactly. Delilah is a lesbian, so doesn't want to do it for obvious reasons. Tommy has emotionally fallen and probably couldn't imagine sharing Delilah. It's like him and Tommy agreed to watch a show together, and before they even started she's on season 3, and way too invested to start over. Redditor 3, she's just outright cheating on you under the guise of it might lead to a threesome. Redditor follow-up, yeah. I didn't actually know she and Tommy had slept together until I came home to her and Tommy sitting on my couch in their underwear up in each other's business, which was the first red flag. That's not a red flag. That's a bullet in the head of your relationship right there. Redditor 4, oh boy, you got played hard. Your GF may not have intended to play you, but she did, and is continuing to do so. Sorry to say it doesn't look like there is any coming back from this. This is her life now, she clearly wants it. You have been, pardon the pun, effed. Honestly, I think your only option is to explain to your GF you are not happy about this at all. If she doesn't care and won't end things, then that's the fat lady singing on this one. Sorry dude. Redditor follow-up, your GF may not have intended to play you, but she did. You don't accidentally play someone. Redditor 5, this is my thought. I'm a straight male. I don't want to be in a guy, and I don't want a guy in me. Doesn't matter how hot a female is that is there. It's a no. So I would expect a lesbian would only be there for your GF. The end. There is no threesome. The fact that you were surprised those two hooked up without some discussion with your GF beforehand is cheating. And now they are gaslighting you to keep it going. With all that has happened so far, I recommend just ending it with your GF. I mean, your GF literally kicked you out for hours so she can hook up with someone else. Redditor follow-up, yeah, see, this is what I don't understand. He knew Delilah was a lesbian, so did he think she would just disregard or suppress her sexuality in this threesome? That he could turn her bi? This mindset baffles me. It pisses me off, actually, that in threesomes where there's two females they are always expected to do stuff with each other despite them being straight. If two males are in a threesome, no one automatically expects them to interact with each other. There's this whole notion that women's sexuality is suddenly fluid in a threesome, while men's stay the same no matter the environment. I don't know if this ridiculous stereotype comes from PR or wishful thinking or what, but it annoys the hell out of me.